Hello and welcome. I'm very excited you have made a decision to become a data scientist, and I believe you're excited to learn as much as we're excited to teach you. I must admit that the curriculum of this course has been well structured more than any other we have created both online and on campus. I am very positive you're going to love it here. Let's dive into the course curriculum. Now, we named this course Full Stack Data Scientist because we're giving you everything that is necessary for you to become a data scientist. We've structured the course into a period of 5 months, and within this 5 months, you're going to go step by step from one concept to the other until you master the entire concept to become a full stack data scientist. Now, these are the things we've included in this course. We have a complete Python course for you. We have a complete statistics course for you. We have a complete machine learning course for you. And when you finish doing the machine learning, we're not just going to build the machine learning models and then leave it in the environment or your coding background or Jupyter notebooks or whatever you're using, PyCharm or any other. You'll get to know all that as we get started. We're not going to leave it in that notebook, right? We're going to take one more step and then deploy it in the cloud, just as we do in the industry. Okay, and I'm going to show you the content of what we're going to learn during the model deployment. Now, after that, we're going to learn what is called web scraping. When it comes to data science in the real world, no one gives you data to do anything. You need to fetch the data from different sources, right? And web scraping is one of the most important skills for you to be able to fetch the data if it's residing on the internet. And that's why we need web scraping skills. And we're going to learn that in this course. And then we've also included a lot of projects for you to get hands-on. Over here, we first do the projects for you to see how things are done. And then you also have a project assignment where you have to practice on your own. You do these projects and then you submit for feedback. You submit it where I will check personally and then give you feedback on what you're doing right and where you're supposed to improve, which is difficult to find in any other course out there. And this is the most interesting part of this course, virtual internships and then hackathons, right? Most of the courses you find out there will not guide you to be able to put your skills into practice and then get a real world feeling of how data science is being done. And in this course, you're going to have that experience. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this part very much. Now, let's dive deep into the contents of the individual topics. Now, as I said, we've categorized this course into 5 months. The first month is going to be getting a solid background in Python for data science. And in Python, there are a lot of concepts that you're going to learn here, a lot of modern frameworks and libraries that you're going to learn in this course, which includes the most important ones like NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, Matplotlib for visualizations, SciPy, Plotly, scikit-learn, ggplot. And then for coding, we're going to use Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda, Google Colab, and we're also going to use PyCharm. I've not included here, but we're going to use when it comes to the deployment part. We're also going to use PyCharm for that. And also you're going to see Sublime Text along the line when it comes to Streamlit. We're going to see all of that. You don't need to worry. We're going to take you step by step in all that. When it comes to the web scraping part, these are the most robust frameworks that we're going to use. That is Scrappy, Request, Selenium, and Beautiful Soup. And after that, after learning how to build machine learning models, we're going to learn how to build APIs using Flask. And that's when we're going to see this framework in action, Flask. Now, these are some of the technologies that you're going to see in this course. Now, let's see the individual topics that we're going to see in this course. Now, with respect to the Python, there are a lot of things that you're going to learn over here. We're going to take it right from the scratch. So if you don't have a programming background, you've not programmed before, you don't know any programming background, you don't need to worry. You don't actually need that, right? If you have a programming background, that's good. You can skip some of the basic concepts that we're going to learn in this course. But if you don't have a programming background, you don't need to worry. So right from the week 1, we're going to start from the basic introduction to Python. You're going to learn how to install the necessary softwares and then get started. Okay, so you don't need to worry about anything. After that, we actually going to practice how Python is being programmed right from the basics, so we get to understand how things are done in Python. Now, once the basics are done, then we start with Python operators. Okay, there are a lot of concepts that we're going to learn under Python operators. We go to the flow control, where we're going to learn the if else, and the for loop and all those things over here, right? And then we come to the week 2. That is, we already have the basics. Okay, we have the basics of Python, so we go to the week 2. Now, under week 2, we're going to start with functions. Okay, and the week 2 we're going to start with functions. There are a lot of interesting concepts and the function that we're going to do. There are exercises that we're going to also learn. Okay, then we go to global and then local variables. All right, now after that one is done, we're also going to learn files, how to work with the files, because most of the time when you're working on data science projects, some of the data sets that are going to come in are going to be on file. Okay, so you need to know how to read files and how to write to files and all those things, right? So we're going to learn it in this course, and this is going to be one of the most important parts, that is the models and then the packages, right? How to install libraries, how to import the packages and how to use them, right? That's when you learn how to import pandas and NumPy and all those robust libraries. Okay, the various data types are also going to be treated in this course, right? And then after that, we're going to do some exercises as well, right, to reinforce the concept that we have learned so far. Okay, now once that part is done, now week 3 is going to be very, very essential. Week 3 is actually what we need in order to be doing all the data science project that we're going to do afterwards. Okay, NumPy, pandas, matplotlib, which we're going to see in the next slides. These are the most important libraries that you need to understand. So I urge you to pay attention when it comes to this part, right? That is the NumPy and then pandas. There are a lot of concepts that we're going to do. Here we're going to, for week 3, we've actually dedicated it to NumPy and pandas only. Okay, the other weeks you can see that we've actually add a lot of concept there, but for week 3 we've only included NumPy and then pandas, which is very important. And the concept that we've listed here are very crucial, right? That we're going to see as we progress in when we're doing projects, you're going to see how we're going to use this one. So I urge you to pay attention when it comes to the week 3. Not only that, now week 4 is when we do visualization, right? After you do all those analysis or building model or anything that you do, you need to show it, right? You need to be able to display it. So that's what you're going to do at week 4. Now, after week 4, we come to the second month. That is, first month is going to take week 1, week 2, week 3, and then week 4. Then we come to second month, right? Now, on second month is when we learn statistics for data science. As I said, the basis of machine learning is statistics, right? Statistics and then algorithms that is being put together. So we need to understand certain concepts in statistics in order to move forward to do machine learning. Okay, so we're going to learn the most important and then crucial statistical concept that you need in order to be able to easily do machine learning. All right, now we actually going to take it from the beginning, so it's not like we're going to show you some PhD level mathematics that you don't really understand. We're going to take you whatever advanced concept that you need to understand in machine learning. We're going to start right from the basic before we show you advanced concept, right? And not only that, we're going to show you theoretically, but at week 3, we're actually going to demonstrate the applications of the concept that you're going to learn in statistics, right? We're going to go to the lab session, then we demonstrate for you to understand that, okay, you learned this concept and these are the applications when it comes to data science, okay? So that you really get to understand what you're learning and the use of it, because most of the time at our colleges, you just learn the concept, you don't know the application of it, and it becomes useless. All right, but in this course, we're going to demonstrate it for you to see that you learned A and the application of A is this. All right, in data science. Now, after that part is done, we're going to the third month, right? Because the second month we have week 1, and then week 2, and then week 3 purely for statistics. Then we go to third month. Okay, in third month is when we do the real thing, that is machine learning. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. This is the core behind data science. This is everything that you need to understand in order to become a data scientist. Okay, or even if you want to become a machine learning engineer, this is the part that is going to be crucial to you. Okay, now we have the solid background. We have statistics, we have Python, we are good to go. Now over here we have the third month, right? We actually going to dive deep into machine learning, and we've divided it into supervised and then unsupervised machine learning. Okay, but before that, we're actually going to start right from the scratch. You need to understand what machine learning is and all the basic things before you get started. So that is when you're going to start right from the beginning. Okay, then we start from the supervised machine learning. We start with linear regression, logistic regression. Then we go to advanced level. Okay, advanced level of regression. And then at week 2, we're going to learn more robust machine learning algorithms, right? That is naive Bayes and then k nearest neighbor. Not only that, week 3, we start with decision tree. Okay, and then we go to ensemble techniques, and then we go to week 4. Week 4 is actually going to contain the unsupervised machine learning. So week 3 ends the supervised machine learning. Okay, then week 4 we start with unsupervised machine learning. All right, now when we start with unsupervised machine learning, we're going to start with clustering, right? Before we start with k-means clustering, we're actually going to give you an understanding, a basic understanding of what clustering is and the various types of clustering before we start going into deep. Okay, so we start with k-means clustering, then we move on to hierarchical clustering, then we go to principal component analysis, which is PCA. All right. Now, once these basics are done, we actually go to feature engineering. Now, I will urge you to pay attention in as much as I told you to pay attention to NumPy and then Pandas, right? I'll urge you to pay more attention to this feature engineering part, because if you search on the internet, you will realize that most of the time that you're going to spend as a data scientist is going to be here. That is feature engineering, right? About 8% of your time you're going to spend fetching your data, cleaning it, and then preparing it to make sure, doing some exploratory data analysis, visualization, making sure your data is up to the point that you can build any machine learning model on it. Okay, because building the machine learning model is just going to take you like 30 minutes or something like that, right? At most 1 hour. It's not anything big, right? But preparing the data can take you a day, 2 or 3, sometimes months. Okay, sometimes months before you can get the right data to do anything, right? And that is what you're going to learn it over here, the skills that you really need in order to do all those feature engineering, hyperparameter tuning, and all those things. Okay, you're going to learn it over here, and that is coming under week 4. Okay, that is under week 4. Now, before we go to the 4th month, right? Before we go to the 4th month, we will actually break here and then do web scraping. Okay, we will chip in web scraping over here, which is, as I said, one of the most important concepts. If you're doing real world projects, right? If you're a data scientist and you're doing a data science project, most of the time you don't have a data at hand. The data might be residing in a certain site that you need to scrap and then get it in your local system in order to work on, right? But if you don't have these web scraping skills, it's going to be very difficult for you, right? Some of the times you find your data set in databases, right, that you can easily use SQL to do it, but most of the time you're actually going to find it on residing a certain site that you need to use some ETL commands to do it, right? That is if you know about database things, right? But web scraping is one of the essential skills that you really need in order to fetch data from the internet, right? Once it comes to the web and getting data from the internet, web scraping is essential. We're going to actually learn the libraries, the most important libraries that you need in order to do this, right? And the most interesting part about this web scraping part is we're actually going to show you how it is done, right? Not that we're going to give you any theory here. Once we introduce you to the libraries, right, and you get to understand that, okay, these are the libraries that you need when you want to do any web scraping activity, then we do it for you to see. We're actually going to scrap the data from different websites, doing a lot of different activities for you to see different scenarios that you're going to do. So there are a lot of use cases here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different use cases that we're going to do for you to see. Okay, from different websites, including Amazon and Amazon, Spotify, and then YouTube, right? We're going to show you how these things are done, and even building it automatically for as soon as you execute the command, it just fetches the data by itself, right? Because most of the things you will not have the time to be doing everything manually. You need to automate things. We're going to show you everything here under web scraping. Okay. Now, once that is done, you go to the 4th month, right? And the 4th month is when you actually do your hands-on projects, because now you have the solid knowledge. You know Python, you know statistics, you know machine learning. Okay, so what is next? You need to practice. If you don't practice, you forget about it. That is what happens in any other concept that you know in this world. You need to practice. Okay, so Over here, we've actually put together over 20 plus hands-on projects for you. I've not listed them over here because as time goes on, I will revise it and then put in new concept that will come, right? As new concept comes, I'm going to revise it and then give you the new concept, the up-to-date concept over here. But as it stands now, you have over 20 projects which are loaded on your platform for you, which is, I mean, you can easily start doing it right away once you're done with the previous lessons. Okay, that is coming on the 4th month, and that is going to be in the week 1 and then the week 2. That's the only thing you're going to do. No more lectures, no nothing, only projects. Okay, now after that is done is when we come to how things are done in the real world. Okay, most of the time, most of the courses that you find out there is up to this point. Sometimes you have some 2 or 3 projects over there, but this part is often omitted because it's not easy to actually do this part or show people how this part is done. But for you to become a full stack data scientist, you need to understand this. When you go to your job session, you need to really understand how things are done at the workplace. Okay, you cannot build a model and leave it in the Jupyter notebook or any platform you're using, right? If you go to Amazon and they are doing recommendation, they are recommending a product to you, they don't show you model. It is already built, it's working underground, right, behind the scenes. But how is those things done, right? That is what you're going to learn over here. We're going to build a model, we're going to deploy it for you to see, you're going to interact with the model and see it is working. Okay, so that you know that the concept that you have learned is actually what is really how it is really done in the industry. Okay, and that is going to come at the 4th month, week 3, and then week 4, right? So we start with Streamlit, we do Flasks. As I said, we're going to build some APIs over here. We're going to use Flask for that. And then we use Heroku and then Google Cloud, right? All these are cloud services that we're going to learn in this course. We're going to learn it, Amazon Web Service and then Microsoft. The reason why I'm showing you different cloud services is that you don't really know the company that you're going to work later on, right? The company might be using Amazon Web Service, right? They use just one. Right, they might be using Amazon Web Service. So if you don't know Amazon, you've learned Microsoft Azure and you don't know Amazon Web Service, then you need to restart and learn it again, right? Although data science is a continuous learning, you need to always be learning and learning. But if you have the skills at hand before you get to the company, it really helps. So that's why you're going to learn all these different cloud services. You're going to know how it is being deployed over there, so that you actually have an upper hand when you are approaching any company. Okay, now on the 5th month is very interesting over here, right? The 5th month is very, very interesting. That's when we actually participate in real world projects, right? You work with a project that is coming straight away from the company. Okay, and we're going to show you where to find these internships and then participate in, right? Where to get hackathons and then participate in. Because if you really want to prove your skills, then you need to actually get out there and then do something. Although we've hold your hand all the way from the beginning, from Python to this part, and then giving you some projects to do, but you really need to do projects that are coming straight away from companies, right? Real world projects that are coming straight away from the companies. That is what you're going to do this last month, right? And there's no lectures, there's nothing here. Over here it's just projects. Either you're doing a virtual internship or you're participating in a hackathon. Okay, that is what you're going to do at this part. Okay, and we're going to guide you to show you where to do it, right? As time goes on, if new projects come, we're going to show you how to do it. You're going to receive the messages and stuff like that. You have the instructor will be there to be guiding you where to go, how to get these internships to do it. Okay. All right, so now you can see that this is actually comprehensive, right? This is very comprehensive, because to be a full stack data scientist, we cannot just joke and then just put anything and then we just pamper ourselves that we are learning something. We need to do something real, okay? And that's what you're going to do in this course. Working as a data scientist, I know how it is to work on data science projects. And if you really want to be a data scientist, you really need to get serious with stuff. You need to really learn what is necessary, right? Most of the courses out there is just taking your hand and leaving you somewhere in the middle of the sea, and then you just get drowned over there, right? But over here, trust me, we've put things together. All right, so let's get started.